Yes, you already know what it is. Two of the best bad guys in the biz. I go by the name of Steph Ronin, and he goes by the name of Aaron McKee.
What up, y'all?
We are the 4-4 Heelz, and this is Word on the Street.
Let's go, guys. We got the first subject. We got motherfucking a lot of AEW or a lot of WWE fans saying, what's the main thing they say that's wrong with AEW? What's the main thing they say?
From
Why
WWE
don't they...
fans?
Yes.
I don't know. What do they say, though?
There's no story.
There's no story. Right. Okay, there's no story.
There's no stories.
Right.
You guys got to quit saying that. You guys got to change it to, I don't like the stories. Because let me list off the stories real quick. We got MJF versus Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
Cope versus Mox.
Mm-hmm.
Mariah May versus Tony Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Monet versus Momo right now.
Right.
We got Fletcher versus Offspray. We got Takeshita versus Kenny Omega. We got the Hurt Syndicate versus Murder Machine. And then we got Swerve versus Ricochet.
Right. Yeah.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stories between 4 hours of television. That's not enough stories. That's not enough stories. I'm pretty sure right now, I didn't do WWE stories, but they're right now, because WWE is like in a weird spot, there's more stories in AEW right now than there are in WWE.
Think so?
Because right now, well, you got Jay Gunther.
Okay.
You got Tiffy versus Charlotte.
Uh-huh.
Roman Rock or Cody Rock right now, I guess, is a storyline.
Yeah. And
then you could say Street Profits is a storyline.
But I mean,
right?
They're not really
maybe
something with somebody like
directly. Braun's in no storyline right now. Lyra's in no storyline. Chelsea Green's in no storyline. The War Raiders are in no storyline. I mean, they're wrestling next week, but they're in no storyline. Right now, WWE has less storylines than AEW.
Here's another storyline. Can we say Jacob Fatu and Solo? That's a storyline.
It's brewing.
It's brewing.
It's brewing. Okay. It's brewing. I'll give it a little sizzle. I'll give it a start sizzle.
Right. Yeah. Well, then
because technically they haven't turned on each other yet. Technically they haven't. And honestly, and this is what I think. I think we're gonna wait a long time for Cody to turn heel and we're gonna end with a banger. I have a banging argument at the end. I want to end with it. But during the Evolution time, Vince McMahon wanted to rush Batista and Triple H. That Batista turning on Triple H thing, he wanted it right away. He's like, there's money right now. Let's do this match in a month. And Triple H was like, let it cook for a while. So, like for like a year, we had little things backstage where we'd see Batista kind of be mad. So Triple H is a slow burn guy.
Yeah.
So this Cody heel turn, it's not happening anytime soon. Right. I don't think they're going to squeeze this lemon for all the money they can.
Right.
But right now, AEW, more stories than WWE right now. What do you feel about that?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I really didn't catch on to that. And now that you're thinking about it, bro, you might be fucking right.
Bro,
Jesus.
I'm watching Dynamite. I'm watching Collision. I'm like, story. So I was like, let me, you know what? That's the main argument, WWE fans. There's no stories.
And like you said, he probably got to change it more into you don't like the story.
Yeah, change it to you don't like the story now, because there are stories.
Nah, you're right. Damn, I didn't really think down. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
There is a lot going on in AEW right now. And
you got this. You got the storyline of the patriarchy with he does have the cash in whenever he wants. I hate calling it the cash in because it's not a cash in, but it's cash in. I'm just saying, guys, there's stories out there.
There is. You're right.
I'm probably missing a few that are brewing too in the background. I'm probably missing a few.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there is a lot of stories in AEW, but it again, which I want before I'm about to say, because I know you got another rant you want to go on about the meetings. Is that the end or
no? Go ahead.
So let me go on to this thing that I've been standing on the soapbox and banging to the heavens and screaming to the heavens about since I've started watching AEW. Their production is not where it should be for a company that has that much money. I'm going to tell you a lot. Okay, I'm going to tell you one little memory that we had a couple of months ago. There was a Roderick Strong and a Lance Archer match.
Mm-hmm.
It was like some kind of street fight, whatever. And it started outside the ring. Lance Archer takes Roderick Strong into the back. Now, this was a spot where he's supposed to choke slam Roderick Strong through a table. The only problem is you couldn't see the fucking spot because everything was so dark in the back. Only when he choke slams him through his table, then the lights come on. Ding!
Yeah.
It's things like that, bro. It's things like that. It's things like that.
And they don't have production meetings apparently. You
Yeah.
know, Tony's like, fuck it, we don't need we're a production company, but fuck it, we don't need that shit.
We don't need production meetings. Who needs it?
Let it ride.
Who needs a production meeting? And we don't need to communicate when we have Thunder Rosa comes out with a chair to scare off two bad guys, and they just standing at her and laughing at her face. And it looks awkward on TV. We don't need production meetings for shit like that. No, we don't. No.
And you know how meticulous I think WWE is? They practice their entrances like every show before the show starts.
Yeah.
They just they've done their entrance. Drew McIntyre's done his entrance a million times.
Yeah.
But they practice it every time.
Yeah. Well, the WWE is very similar to a TV/movie production company, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why their vignettes, all that shit is banging, bro. Like, if you haven't watched WWE for like 2 weeks, all you got to do is turn on any show, SmackDown or Raw, and it will catch your ass up like that. Every show. Yeah. Every show. And one thing about WWE I like about their production is also when they see a cool move happens, when a cool moment happens in the match, they have this thing called replays. AEW don't put no replays. Sometimes they do. Most times they don't. I don't understand.
They don't.
Why do they not put
I was
replays?
waiting for, dude. There was a couple times I was like, oh, I'll see it and I'll be like, oh, they'll show it on replay. And I was like, oh, fuck, AEW really doesn't do that. So I'll rewind it a little bit to see it again. I'm like, shit, man.
The inconsistency of their production is my quarrel that I have with AEW. It's too inconsistent. And I don't see a cause for it because they got so much money. You got money to burn. Why don't you just hire somebody? I don't understand. Be head of creative, head of production, head of talent relations. Like, I don't know.
Speaking of production with AEW, when you watch Raw, do you see the shit in between commercials that we see online? I feel like if you don't have the upgraded Netflix, you're missing a lot in between the commercials. You know what I mean? Because like right now, I get home late Monday night. I just watch it. It skips through the commercials. It just goes match. But if you have the premium Netflix and you're watching it live instead of a commercial, it'll be like the stars backstage cutting a promo and shit. So we're missing shit, bro. Yeah, we're missing a lot of shit, I think. Really? And I feel like, I'm like, God damn, I don't want to up my Netflix again. But like there's a even more premium package now for Netflix.
Jesus, how much more premium can they go? Shit.
I know, man.
I upgraded this shit about 2 times in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Jesus. No.
And Tony could have had some production help from Shane McMahon. Did you hear this story?
Let's get into it. Let's fucking get into it, bro.
Coachman. Go ahead, bro. I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
So, Coachman says there was a meeting. Now,
we saw the proof. We saw the proof of the meeting.
Shane McMahon demands were he wants full control of creative in AEW, which is not a bad idea to me, right?
Yeah, but that's a bad idea if you Tony Khan.
But he also, now this is from Shane McMahon camp, they said this is not actual truth, but Coach said he wanted an equity stake in the company of AEW, which to me, I would have been like, yeah, go ahead. You want to invest money into us and you want to be control of creative to help make sure that you get a return on your money, it's a win-win for AEW. But guess what Tony did? Tony said, nah. And he know what the Tony's reason was? You don't know what we do over here. Get the fuck out of here.
And ghosted him, he said. He ghosted him. Doesn't even return a text, a phone call, nothing, bro.
Not a smoke signal.
And like
not
it's
a
like
message in the bottle, no nothing.
Like Tony Khan is so rich, he doesn't need to give up equity in the company. But that's another reason to give up equity in the company is because you are so rich. You don't need the equity in the company. Like at least keep your 51%. You know what I'm saying? That way you always get the final say. But like give up something and let this man do something. Like it could only help AEW. It would never hurt AEW.
Can you imagine if Shane McMahon did appear on AEW TV? Surprised. Can you imagine the ripple effects that would have in the wrestling community?
It would be the highest rated online video in AEW history. 100%.
Except besides the CM Punk return to wrestling.
Or the Costco Boys.
No. What?
I think Costco Boys is number 1, bro.
How many views was on Costco Boys?
Bro, I don't know, but I think Costco Boys is the number 1 AEW clip, bro. I think.
Okay. Well, I know CM Punk return. That shit had like 35 million views. I don't know, bro. Like that shit is hot. But yeah, Tony Khan, bro. I said it last week. I'm gonna keep saying it. I honestly, I like Tony. I respect his knowledge of wrestling history. They say he's like an encyclopedia, a human encyclopedia when it comes to wrestling history. Like not just WWE, but in New Japan, overseas. So he knows his stuff. I just have a problem with him shooting himself in the fucking foot every single time. And by him passing over Shane McMahon, and not just over passing him, by ghosting him. And off the basis of you don't think he knows what we do here?
Yeah, but hold on. I think when you say that, and you're on the AEW side, you say AEW's for the hardcore fans, you know? So, like, if they do bring on Shane McMahon, are you pissing off all those hardcore fans that you say AEW is then catering to? Because if you bring on a McMahon, we all know what a McMahon's going to do. He's going to turn it into fucking WWE. You know what I mean?
Well, not necessarily, though, bro. I mean, this is Shane McMahon. This is the same Shane McMahon that wanted to buy UFC. You know what I'm saying? He's always been ahead of. Hey, okay, so do you remember Raw? Was it called? It was called it was called Raw Underground. That was a Shane McMahon idea.
Yeah,
he wanted that fight, that physical, that Raw Underground energy. He always had a niche for that type of style of wrestling. I mean, look at his wrestling in ring matches.
Yeah,
they were fucking crazy. He would do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had no fear. So, but again, I just don't understand. You have a brilliant mind like Shane McMahon, who's been in the business, born in the business, raised in the business, that knows the business, and you don't bring him on to help your product. I think he would have.
I think he would have if the last name was not McMahon.
Bullshit.
That name cast
Bullshit.
It cast too big of a shadow. Tony Khan's got too big a pride to let a McMahon make his company better than what it was. He wants to get better on his own.
That's insane. That's insane.
I think it's an ego thing, bro. I think it's an ego thing.
It has to be, because that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Because what if he brings in a McMahon and then all of a sudden AEW skyrockets, bro? That's a bad look, bro. I mean, it's good for him, but he's rich. He's rich. You got to realize that. I think he'd rather what Wesley Snipes say. What Woody Harrelson say to Wesley Snipes in this is what Tony Khan is Wesley Snipes. He said you'd rather look good and lose than look bad and win.
Oh yeah, white man can't jump. Yeah. Okay, so listen. Even with that being said,
if Tony Khan wasn't rich, he wouldn't care.
Let me ask the
bring him in.
AEW fans, would you mind? Would you have disliked AEW if they brought on Shane McMahon?
I think they would, bro. I think they would. The real AEW hardcore fans that you say they cater to, I don't think they want a McMahon.
See, let's talk about business for a little bit, right? There are so many positives of bringing on Shane McMahon to help AEW than there are negatives, business-wise.
Yeah.
Everything that you just told me right now is ego and personal opinion, and that shit shouldn't matter when it comes to business.
Yeah.
No.
And my thing was maybe bring him in as a silent partner, but then Shane McMahon wouldn't do that because he's got a big ego. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so who I'm going to go on the side of? I'm going to go with the man who had a bunch of money, decided to start a wrestling company, compared to a man who's been born in the business.
Yeah. Dude, like we asked this question a while ago, but we'll ask it again. Who should Tony Khan hire to be the head of creative?
Oh, my God. All right, I got one.
Shane McMahon wasn't the answer. Like, he would be a nice head of creative, but who's your answer?
Me, if I had my choice.
Your choice.
Fucking Paul Heyman, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking Paul Heyman. It's only one.
I mean, let's get rid of Paul Heyman. He's the obvious choice forever. Paul Heyman's the GOAT, bro. Paul Heyman's the GOAT.
Then what else?
Remember what I forget, Eric Bischoff said he would hire Bully Ray as head of creative.
I wouldn't.
No? So who would you say besides Paul? Paul Heyman's the obvious. He's gonna. Paul Heyman is like, you got to keep Phil Jackson. You got to keep him out. Nah, he don't count. He don't count.
Well, if I can't pick Paul Heyman, if I can't pick Shane, then there's nobody.
He's like, I don't want no one. You wouldn't take maybe like a Al Snow who's been running the Indies for a while. Like, what is it? I forget, FCW or OVW or something. Whatever he's down there.
I would bring on Al Snow a part of my creative team, but I would not make him head of creative.
What about, I know,
Ray as part of the creative team, but not make him head of creative.
It would never happen. But what about Shawn Michaels? Because you said last in our review, WWE ratings are going down, Raw, but you know what's going up right now?
Yeah, NXT. Yeah.
So,
and let me say, please, for the last time, for the love of God, man, can we please stop saying this dumb shit? oh, NXT is gonna beating AEW.
It's got WWE brand.
Stop it. It's not about the
yeah,
but it's on network TV. The CW is on network. It's on air-free TV, my guy. Dynamite is on cable. Collision's on cable. You gotta have a
CW's cable too, bro. CW's cable.
No, it's not.
Yeah, CW's the same as TBS and TNT, bro.
CW is a over-the-air TV. I sent you the screenshot, bro. I told you that.
What do you mean? It's the same, bro. It's the cable channel.
TV. CW is like a Fox, like a fucking NBC.
Oh, like a regular channel.
Yeah.
You mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Like you can get it on some bunny ears.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Like
okay,
UPN, that's what. Okay. UPN? Yeah.
It's just
that's CW. It's the same shit.
Same shit. So
UPN used to be like all the black shows, bro. Like the Hughleys and all that shit, bro. That was Yeah.
What's his name? O'Shea Jackson said the only thing he said NXT is so damn black. He said the only thing he said I would like to see the CW go back to UPN just for one show. Just for one show.
What was that? Man, I used to love that shit. And honestly, the reason I liked all those shows was watching them before SmackDown came on, bro.
Yeah.
Because you knew SmackDown was gonna be on. You watched the hour before because you ain't got nothing to do. What was it? Damon Wayans. What was that show, bro?
The Wayne Brothers?
No. I mean, that was on in the mornings all the time before school, bro. The one with it was Damon Wayans. He had the family, like
My Wife and Kids.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
There
Funny
you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can we please stop the argument of NXT? NXT is on network TV. Okay.
And speaking of NXT, bro, and I wrote this down. There's a word on the street. I got a question for you. Are they getting too overcrowded, bro?
No.
NXT?
No.
God, man, I think it's getting too packed, bro.
Well, it feels like that because they bring a lot of TNA talent over.
Yeah, well, yeah, they are. Well, see, like in the last year, I feel like just the talent they've signed in the last year could be on a show by itself, bro. Julia, Stephanie, Zahara. I always fuck up her name. My bad. Zahara, the chick from Australia now.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ricky Saints now. You got Ethan Page. You got Ridge Holland coming down from the main roster. Like, they could have a show. I mean, NXT could have 2 shows that I think would be equally successful.
Yeah, maybe. NXT is doing the best it's done since the Black and Gold original NXT.
Yeah.
When it had nothing but independent stars like Brian and Sammy and KO and all.
Yeah.
They're doing great right now. And that's a good thing. We shouldn't compare NXT to fucking AEW. Night and day, bro.
We've talked about it though. I think NXT is closer to AEW than NXT is closer to WWE. Like, NXT is the blend that we want between AEW and WWE. Storytelling, in-ring, banging shit. You know what I mean?
Right. See, the only difference is NXT is in-ring. You still can see how green these people are. They're still developing.
Yeah.
Not every match in NXT is a fucking banger. Not every match
is.
It's still some, you could tell. They're in training. They still
like a Javon Evans. The dude's gonna be fucking insane. He's gonna be right now there's a lot of
he messes up a lot though. He's gonna be great though in the future. So that's why I don't like to compare NXT to the AEW, because AEW is a main show. It's a mainstay.
Yeah.
These are professionals who've been in the game for years.
Yeah.
I don't want to compare experience versus youth. It's not a fair go around. It's like comparing an NFL rookie quarterback to a fucking veteran quarterback. It's not fair.
Yeah. Yeah. But what we forgot to bring up, bro, when we were talking about people starting companies or being involved in companies, Vince McMahon.
Vinnie Mac.
Is rumored to be in talks with a major corporation, Fox, to start a third wrestling company, a big wrestling, well, not a third wrestling company, but it would automatically be talked as in the WWE AEW realm, not like a TNA realm.
Right.
How do you feel about this?
Well, Fightful Select just reported that he is not, and Fox don't want anything to do with it. So that's out the window.
I must have missed that.
It's
okay.
New word on the street. They do not want anything to do with Vince McMahon because of what happened with SmackDown. And I had no idea that the producers, the owners of Fox, wasn't really too pleased with how SmackDown ratings were.
Okay.
Overall.
Yeah.
Only the last year rating, that pop they got, but by that time they chose not to re-sign WWE to Fox.
Yeah.
So No, that was a rumor, but I can tell you it's not true. Vince McMahon is not in talks with Fox for a third wrestling show.
But is Vince McMahon going to start a third wrestling show?
I don't even think Vince McMahon is going to start another wrestling promotion. I think he's just going to have another production promotion.
Okay.
Maybe do something with TVs, shows, or anything like that. Maybe movies. Vince McMahon liked to dab in movies. You remember back in the day?
Yeah.
If you watch the PG era, it was a big thing. WWE had started WWE Studios where they would make their own movies. I haven't seen a WWE movie in years. Matter of fact, I can't remember the last time they made one.
Oh, no, it's been forever.
Yeah. So, yeah. But no, Vince McMahon, I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something because he hasn't been convicted of anything. So he feels like he's in the clear. Because our boy DT said, "Don't worry about it. I got you. Only thing I'm going to do is make it fake news. That's all he's going to be."
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you. So, yeah, that's it, bro. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anyone's really going to touch Vince McMahon, man. I don't see it happening. It's going to have to be self-funded or something like that. Like, there's no way.
We'll see.
There's no way.
We'll see, man.
But if Tony Khan wants even bigger ratings, get Vince McMahon on the show.
Oh, my God. That would be like...
That would break the wrestling internet, bro.
That would break WWE's internet shit, bro. They would be like, what
You see him coming out there with that strut? No chance.
Oh, my God. No chance. Vince McMahon standing in the AEW ring, that would ring bells across the...
Hilarious, bro. Hilarious.
Crazy.
But we talked about SummerSlam a little bit and how it needs to be huge. This is a way it could be huge because word on the street is Goldberg said there's a match planned for summer. So I'm assuming that means SummerSlam in New York. 2-night event. What kind of main events do you see for SummerSlam? Could you see SummerSlam topping this year's WrestleMania in Vegas?
Oh, man, that's too far down the road for me to even make that prediction. But one match I do want to see, and one match that needs to happen, and it shouldn't be Goldberg and Gunther. It should be Goldberg and Braun Breaker.
That'd be insane, bro.
I
think I'd rather see that too, but I think Gunther and Goldberg's is what they're going to go.
Bullshit. They shouldn't do it. They shouldn't do it. Boring. We don't want to see that. I want to see.
Does Braun still have the IC belt?
He don't need it. Even if he does it doesn't need it.
See, I think Braun's getting to the status really quick to where he doesn't need a mid-card belt. He needs the main belt. Like, he don't need a belt at all right now. We're going to love him regardless, but he needs that main belt to send him to the stratosphere, Yeah,
I mean, it would be the best option for Goldberg to come back and give back to the business that gave so much to him and put over a young talent like Braun Breaker, which he said he loves. He said
and they're friends with it. Yeah, he's known him since he was a child.
Put him over put him over. Like, put him over. Have him in that match. They both from Atlanta. I mean, come on. What better? It's right there in front of you. Scissoring.
You know what's better?
Right there.
Have that match at Survivor Series that will hopefully be in Atlanta. Bam. There you go.
That's even better. Right in the ATL, in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, man. Come on, man.
But is Cody champion at SummerSlam?
I find it hard. I find it hard to believe, bro. I find it hard.
I think this is where Cena gets the record 17th belt at SummerSlam, night 2.
Wait,
I think this is where he gets it.
So you still think Cena is still going to be be in the program mix in 2026?
No,
like WWE?
This year.
This year's SummerSlam. Okay.
Yeah, this year's SummerSlam.
Man, bro, it might do. So let's say if Cena does face Cody and he beats Cody for the belt
at SummerSlam.
At WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Shit.
Do we see a rematch of Cody
then
and
I think
Cena
then I think Cena loses the belt at SummerSlam. Okay. But I think Cena wins the belt at SummerSlam and Cody retains at Mania. Does Cena do you think Cena has to beat Cody for the 17th to really count? Or can he beat Gunther for the 17th to really? Because either way, it's going to count. It's going to count for 17. But do you feel like it needs to be that belt compared to that belt?
Well, I think it would have a little bit more of a impact if he beats Cody for it than Gunther. Yeah. And it's only because of how they booked Gunther on his world title line, which makes me believe even more why Jay's about to win.
No, I think we're going to be surprised about. I think this buildup between Jay and Gunther is going to turn into the best buildup, besides obviously The Rock being involved, because we're all going to gravitate around that. The secondary storyline, I guess you could say, is going to be Gunther and Jay. I think it's going to be phenomenal. I think there's so much potential.
Okay. All right.
I said, beat the fuck out of Jimmy Uso. beat the fuck out of him, destroy that man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a reason.
Yeah.
Now, word on the street, since we're on word on the street is they want to book the Gunther and Jey Uso match similar to how they booked the Brock Lesnar and John Cena match.
I heard it. I heard that news, bro.
What do you
the
think about
squash
that?
match, bro?
What do you think about that?
That just kills the Yeet. That kills Yeet forever, I think.
But
bro.
does it? Does it kills it? I don't think it would.
I just don't see what you do after that. What do you go? What's your story after that with Jay and the Yeet? What do you do? He just got crushed at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Jay's story and his MO has always been close but no cigar.
Yeah.
Like,
but this is far and no cigar.
Your ass nowhere near close.
Not even nowhere near.
I don't think they should do that. I don't think they should do it. I think they should just go ahead and stick with the plans and let Jay beat Gunther for the title at Mania. But Gunther gets his rematch and he eventually beats the shit out of Jay at another paper at PLE. But let Jay have his moment at Mania. Now, that's a little bit biased because, like I said, he's one half of my favorite tag team of all time. So I'm just being a little bit biased here, but I would like to see Jay win the championship at WrestleMania to have that moment.
And to have it as the main event at night one makes the most sense because, like after Royal Rumble, you're going to have a huge celebration after.
Right.
So you don't really want to take away from that having like a match after that celebration, you know, because the crowd's going to be exhausted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always hard to get back up after you're fucking yeeting for fucking 45 minutes. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know how they do that. Do you end it with night one? Because, man, it's going to be hard to make an argument for Gunther and Jay being a main event when you have people like CM Punk, Roman Reigns, John Cena possibly not in main event night 2. You know what I mean?
And you're right.
And the women just get shit on every year, but I mean,
and plus with it being the secondary world championship title too. Let's keep it honest. It's the number 2 title behind the WWE championship. So I understand that. So but I still think they should have him main event the first night. He should.
Yeah.
It will put the icing on the cake for Jay.
Yeah.
And it will solidify his main event nickname even more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like I think and it's like when was the last time the women's was one of the night 1 or 2 main events?
It was Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda Rousey.
That was the last time. That was the first and last time that happens.
Yeah.
Damn. Cold-blooded. But it's like storyline you need a build. And like another word on the street I saw was that, you know, the women are frustrated with Triple H's booking. How much do you agree with that? How much you don't agree with that?
Okay, so what women? You're talking about women on the main roster, right?
Main roster.
Okay. I don't know why. Why would they be upset?
Because they seem pretty happy doing TikToks all the time backstage. Like no one seems to really be upset.
But I'm trying to figure out what would be the reason for them to be upset at Trips?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, how could he book anybody else? Like, I don't know. Like, do you see their argument? Like, what is it that you feel?
No, I mean, I don't feel that way because, like, I feel like Raw and SmackDown are pretty balanced with men and women matches. I think this might be a little like a Dave Meltzer clickbait trying to get shit started. You know, like everyone hits Triple H with he's racist and all that. And now they're like, hey, well, now he's just sexist. I don't know. It's just, you know, it's tough being the man on top. You're going to get criticism no matter what you do.
That's true.
But I mean, you just had the match of the week between Liv and Raquel and Bianca and Jade, or not Jade, Bianca and Naomi.
Yeah,
that was a great match, and it was the longest match. So I don't know where's the booking problem.
And it was the main event of Ross.
And it was the main event. Yeah, it was the main event.
So I think this is Dave Messler, the non-wrestler, starting some shit again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think they've been booked as much as they normally book women in WWE for the last like 5 years.
Yeah, I just see a lot of people trying to get clicks with some like skewing the narrative types. You know what I'm saying? And even like Instagram, and sometimes I'll see like this person is having a backstage affair with this person, and it's just like a fake story just to get some clicks, man. And I'm like, man, that's upsetting that you see it. You know?
Stop that shit, man. Stop that shit, y'all. Cut that shit out, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's different of giving your opinion about something that is actually factual than making up some whole fucking outlandish story.
Yeah. So TKO buys Lucha Underground.
Wait, what?
That's what I hear. TKO bought the rights to all Lucha Underground stuff. So
they got that library.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or are we getting a resurgence of Lucha Underground?
No way. I just think they're going to use their footage. They're going to add it to their catalog under WWE Lucha
so
Underground.
They can show it on WWE TV.
Yeah, most definitely.
I was like, maybe we can get a Chelsea Green versus Penta match again.
Not on WWE TV.
Do you think? Okay, hear me out. We all know, like, WWE has gone so far with unveiling the curtain and all that stuff. We know it does hurt to take bumps, all that stuff. There are signs that hurt, but we all know it's not like a serious fight. They've unveiled that with LFG showing us how to, break this hold, make the crowd into it. Could we see men versus women and we break that barrier just because we know, like, it is storytelling within the ring? I wouldn't care.
I've seen women and men matches, right? And it's even more hard for me to suspend belief than I'm already doing. You know what I'm saying?
But were that Chelsea Green Penta match entertaining?
Oh, it's a difference between entertaining and suspending belief. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can, at some point it's going to be like, oh, come on. You know what I mean?
Maybe just when you're having a mixed tag, maybe, the women doesn't have to tag out right away when the man tags in. You know what I'm saying? Let them go a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that. But full blown on matches, like what Tessa Blanchard when she won the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. I forgot who she beat, but it was a man.
You are racist. You are racist.
When did the WWE crowd become so liberal, bro? When did this happen, bro? When did this shit happen, bro? Shit, man. Jesus, man. When men versus women in WWE, would I mind watching it? No, it is what it is. But
we saw it a few times.
I just wouldn't want them to do it all the time.
Yeah,
put it that way.
Yeah,
only for special occasions. Would you like to see, like, the first man and woman match? I think everybody will have to agree they will want to watch is Rhea versus Dom, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. So it's got to be something behind it. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't want to watch it all the time. But special occasions, I wouldn't mind it. So
yeah. I would say, just like I said, like a mixed tag. Maybe they just can tussle a little bit instead of having to go out right away. Let them go for like a minute. Let the girl hit a hurricane run off the top rope. Shit that's possible.
Right.
Make it believable. But I got speaking of women, did you hear the rumor about Ronda Rousey in Rumble 2022?
No.
Vince McMahon wanted her to eliminate everybody.
What?
Vince McMahon wanted Ronda Rousey to come in at 1 or 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, but he wanted her to eliminate 29 straight people from the Royal Rumble. And I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I don't know. I think it'd be cool to eliminate all but you get to the final 2 and then you lose. That would be good because you think she's going to eliminate everyone and then she doesn't. But what do you think about if an athlete comes in and just fucking eliminates everybody? You get 29 eliminations in the Royal Rumble, never to be beaten again.
If that was Vince McMahon saying that, I'm glad whoever talked to him and talked him out of it, that was best for business, because he would be literally burying his own fucking company.
Bro, Ronda would be hated, bro.
Well,
she would be hated.
Besides being hated, you just buried your fucking whole women's division. You got this one woman who's not even that good in the ring, who's not even good in the ring.
Bro, and we were led on to believe, because Triple H and Stephanie McMahon made her look good as shit in her debut match, bro. They made her look like, we're like, she's the future, bro. We was all behind her. We loved her.
No.
And then we're like, oh, she sucks.
No, she's horrible. She's not good, bro.
Eliminate 29 straight people, big dog.
No, that would have been horrible.
Would you ever want to see it happen?
It's got to be someone in the men's division, like a dominant ass man. Let's say like Obafemi do some shit like that. You know what I mean? Or you could have had like a Brock Lesnar do it in the past. Right. You would think you would pick
a Braun Strowman. You could have. No. Well, Braun never really got as big as Brock, but
I don't believe him.
Yeah,
I don't believe him.
Yeah, you could. Great Khalid, I never really liked him.
Oh hell no, bro! Not Great Khalid, bro.
Was anyone a fan of that man?
Yeah. Did anybody like Great Khalid? Because
I mean, I like him as an actor. He was cool, but it's just sometimes when you're that big and you move that slow, huh?
He was just there. You know what I mean? He was just there.
Yeah, it's like the Big Show was never one of my favorites because like he just moves like that big slow man. Andre the Giant, I know he's a legend. Never one of my favorites ever.
Yeah.
But you know who I liked? I like The Undertaker. I like Kane. Big man who could do big little man shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
A Bronson Reed, man, like a big dude who moves not like a big dude.
Yeah.
But speaking of the legends, bro, did you hear this crazy Hogan fact? Here we go. Your boy, Hollywood, Hulk Hogan. Crazy but true. Hulk Hogan only lost clean to 14 people his entire career. 14 people he only lost clean to. Bob Armstrong, Andre the Giant, Antonio Inoki, only once by submission. That's the only time he lost by submission. Tony Atlas, Ultimate Warrior, Jaquez Roku, Sting, Lex Luger, Roddy Piper, Goldberg, Rock, Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Brock Lesnar.
No Ultimate Warrior?
No, I said Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, okay.
But 14 people over that long ass career, bro. Hulk Hogan was in business for Hulk Hogan, bro.
Listen, again, I'm gonna say this like I said last time. In the era that he was wrestling in, he was in a pool full of sharks.
Yeah.
Hogan was the top guy. Tell me somebody who was bigger than Hogan in those eras. Nobody.
I mean, to not lose more in WCW, come on, bro. You got to put some people over in WCW.
I mean, who was you gonna put over? Everybody who was good in WCW was on the same team.
Yeah, and anyone that's really good, I named, like, I mean, Sting,
he beat him.
Lex Luger,
Beat him.
Goldberg, obviously.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess, but
so
damn,
like,
that's crazy, bro. When I said 14, I said, shit, that's crazy, bro.
Hey, man, that's Hulk Hogan. Regardless of what happened, why people are hating him now. And
Hulk, he lost to Rock twice, I think. Yeah, fucking balloons. I don't remember the Triple H. I can't remember that match at all. I'm not.
I don't remember Triple H.
I'm not. I can't. I'm like, I can't even remember that when they even had a feud. Really, I'm sure y'all will tell me that I'm stupid.
People act like when we talk about Hogan, we're talking about someone like a Bob Backlund or some shit, bro. This is Hulk Hogan, man. Like this is the very first WWE superstar, the very first one. Okay.
Yeah.
So. What's the big quarrel of this man all of a sudden? All of a sudden, one Netflix go wrong. He gets booed. Now everybody and mama don't like Hogan. Where was this same energy about 2 years ago?
Bro, I think it was the Vince McMahon documentary, bro.
You think it was the Vince McMahon documentary?
That helped, bro.
But that's
that
crazy
helped.
because that has always been known throughout Hogan's career that it don't work for me, brother. That everybody knew that. If you
and the Jesse Ventura trying to start like a union and
everybody,
Hulk going
I knew that before the doc. Everybody knew that shit.
Yeah. A lot of people ask me, they're like, a lot of people at work who are not wrestling fans are like, oh my God, I watched the Vince McMahon documentary. They're like, it was crazy, right? I was like, well, I kind of knew like everything.
Yeah.
Like I knew everything. And she was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, and there's way worse stuff they didn't even talk about. I was like, they should do a part 2 called Way Worse. Like, like,
the Vince McMahon Netflix series, way worse.
Way worse.
Oh, shit. You know what? You're right. I'm pretty sure they cut a lot of shit out.
Yeah.
They had to.
So I was like, there was just a lot they missed, you know?
Way worse.
But what else you got, bro, before I go into my last big conflict? I think you might disagree, and I'm excited.
I've got a bone to pick. I got a bone to pick with you, Vince Russo.
Oh, Vinny Roo.
Let me tell you something, man.
He just hating, bro. He's
just
a
because you ain't not in the business no more, and just because the business don't want you no more, don't sit here and try to undermine the fucking business by saying, this is like children's stuff. Wrestling is for children.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. And I've been seeing a lot more posts on social media about these fuckers that come out and say, oh, you grown men talking about children's shows. Fuck you, and fuck you 2 times more, okay? Because there is nothing children about wrestling. Matter of fact, they'll tell you shouldn't let your children watch this shit if it's a certain age. You understand?
Yeah.
Because they try to mimic the moves, and they're going to end up hurting themselves, all right? This is not children's show. Because if this was a children's show, then you need to go ahead and throw every fucking Avengers movie, every fucking action movie and say it's children. This is just another form of entertainment, all right? And to sit here and try to belittle it and saying that it's made for children, I still don't understand that, okay?
Yeah.
The Attitude Era, definitely not for children, bro. All right?
Yeah.
So
the PG era, a little bit for children.
Yeah, of course, right.
Early 80s, they have waves, but right now I feel like they try to be from age 8 to 40 right now. They're trying they give you a little, well, honestly, there's really nothing for, I mean, what is for kids right now in WWE?
That's my point. The whole sport of wrestling, pro wrestling itself, is it can grab children's attention, yes, but it's not necessarily made for children. It's like video games. Oh, so next thing you gonna tell me video games are made for children? No, children can play video games, but they're not necessarily made for children. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think of a kid storyline in WWE, and I can't. Even SmackDown Raw, what was something that was made for kids on that show? Nothing really.
So no, okay, I see what you're saying. So what he's saying is the whole genre of pro wrestling is a children's type of entertainment. This is what he's saying, and I highly disagree, bro. It's not a children's entertainment. It's entertainment nonetheless, but it's not made for children. You act like we're watching fucking Barney or Lamb Chops Play Along or some shit or Sesame Street.
Yeah.
That's for children. This is not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just hear sour grapes. I hear him being upset that the wrestling world don't want him no more. I just hear Vince Russo always spazzing off on wrestling like, I would have done this. No, you would have done nothing but help bury a company like you did with WCW. That's all you would have done. All right?
Yeah.
So Vinny Rue, sit your ass down. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. that was and again, to all the content creators and who wants to jump on and say wrestling's for children, bro, man, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, man. Let me put your ass in a crossface chicken wing. You tell me if that motherfucker don't hurt. All right, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna break your fucking arm. So please don't tell me that this art form is for children, because it's not. It's not. It's not for children. Children can engage in it, no doubt, but it's not geared towards children. It's geared to the young adults, to mid-age adults. That's what it's geared for. The fuck out of here.
Let's go. What else you got?
Oh shit, that's pretty much it, bro. Like that's pretty much it. That was the only thing that stuck out. I was like, man, I gotta say something about this shit, bro. Because definitely after I seen the clips of people, this dude went on this whole rant telling someone, I used to watch wrestling when I was little, but now if you still a grown man, you watch wrestling, something's wrong with you. What?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Fucking lunatic. Nah, man.
All right.
So let's get to the meat. What is it that you got? You think I'm gonna disagree with so much?
had an epiphany.
All right.
In your eyes, WWE, we have the golden era, the 80s, the Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Attitude Era. You have the Ruthless Aggression. You have the PG. You have the Triple H. You have a little gap between PG era and Triple H is kind of in between her. It's kind of nothingness.
Right.
Some good shit, some bad shit, whatever. Triple H area. What is the best era that everyone argues of all time? It's Attitude versus current, right?
So this is a very subjective type of issue. You cannot compare eras, because unless you lived that era, you will not understand how exciting it is. So it's like people now probably saying, oh, this is the best era in wrestling. Well, is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just because their numbers are doing better doesn't mean it was a better era. Because you got to remember, the one thing that WWE has now that it wasn't existing back in the day was the internet, social media. So that's another avenue to grab more eyes compared to just strictly broad network TV and cable.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about what about in the 70s, where there was hardly only syndicated TV for these wrestling matches, but they used to go out and sell out like 20,000 people in the fucking stadium just off fucking advertising in the area alone. I call that a success. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now,
but
the golden era, which we talk about, right? The Hogan era, the golden era, right? There would not have been any other eras after this one if that era didn't go good. So the Ruthless, the Attitude Era is very predominant because it brought wrestling back up to when it was down. It brought back up. But can we please just stop calling it the Attitude Era? Can we please call it the Monday Night War Era? Okay?
Yeah.
Because the WCW was solely responsible for bringing wrestling back
Well,
popping in the 90s.
they don't want to give WCW the credit for the Attitude Era, so you can't call it the Monday Night Wars era.
Hey, but check this out, bro. Hey, check this out. This is the 4-4 Heelz. We keep it a buck on here, and we tell it how it is. And we know for a fact WCW, with Scott Hall coming down, sparked that revolutionary era of fucking wrestling. Let's keep it a buck. To where WWE was like, we need to change our shit. We need to change our shit. So WCW, again, you notice a common theme here, right? Other rival wrestling promotions always seem to kickstart WWE's success. Because these motherfuckers are telling them, get your shit together because we about to take over. And WWE was like, we will, and we will do it better than you. You understand what I'm saying? It happened with WCW and it happened with AEW. Come on, man.
But so are you saying, okay, so what you're saying is the biggest errors in WWE are either the Attitude or right now because they have competition?
No, what I'm saying is to label the best era out of all the eras is very subjective unless you lived in those eras. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like the golden era, I was too small to really understand the full effect of what was going on. You know what I mean? Again, the Monday Night War shit was a big thing. That was ruling TV. Wrestling was the number one thing on TV from WCW to WWE. They even graced the cover of TV Guides. It was like 4 wrestlers from WCW, 4 wrestlers from WWE. And it was like wrestling craze that was ruling the fucking TV world. I mean, I'm talking about 5, 6, 7, 8 million people tune in every week between both promotions. That was big, right? Now, WWE is as big as it's ever been because of the internet. They have a lot more tools at their disposal to grab more attention and more viewership. So you can't really compare because it's an uneven fight.
Let's you rank the eras in WWE right now. You rank them. Who's number one?
See, if for me you're to rank them, I'll be going against what I just said. I can't rank them because every era has its own special that the other eras don't have.
You gotta rank them. Rank them.
Can't, man. I can't.
You gotta rank them. What's number one? You got Attitude, Triple H.
Okay.
Where you going?
For me, I'm going to go with my favorite era of all time of pro wrestling was the WCW Monday Night Wars. That was my favorite era.
We'll say Attitude.
Nah, because I wasn't an Attitude dude. I was a WCW guy. And
you were Monday Night Wars. That's the era.
Just the fact of flicking back and forth, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Right there.
That was fucking fun.
Right there.
You know what I mean?
I got that. People say right now. People are saying right now is better than the Attitude Era, right?
And you know what? And they should say that. Because most pro wrestling fans that I find out from doing this podcast, they are so entrenched in the moment. They forget about history. They just like, oh my God, it's the best. But you forgot about history, bro. Like, come on now. Let's keep it a buck. WrestleMania 1 was all over Johnny Carson and Jay Leno, and you had Muhammad Ali, you had Mr. T, you had all types of these major celebrities indulging in an art form where people normally wouldn't do. So it had to start somewhere, and it has to continue somewhere. So I can't rank, but my personal favorite is the Monday Night Wars. That was the greatest time to me, for me.
And I'm gonna tell you, between Monday Night Wars Attitude and right now, fuck both of them. Fuck both of them. There's one era that is king, bro.
What's that?
Ruthless aggression. It's the best era of all time that no one talks about. It's better than the Attitude by far. I'll give the argument for right now in Ruthless aggression, but Attitude, I'm sorry. We lived in the last 20 minutes of every episode in the Attitude Era.
Mm-hmm.
We watched an hour and a half of shit to get to 30 minutes of awesomeness. I'm sorry. Ruthless aggression. Let me go over some shit right now. The mid-card level, way better. We had the Hardy Boys. We had the Dudleys. We had Christian and Edge. So fire. You had, all these people that were just so good in the mid-card. We had the invention of Money in the Bank. We had the Elimination Chamber. We had the women's division. We had Trish and Lita. We talked about them earlier. That happened. Ruthless aggression. First women's cage match. Ruthless aggression. We had the brand split, which they had no competition, so they had to compete against themselves. We had Evolution, bro. The rise of Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho in the WWE because he came in towards the end of the Attitude Era. We got what else we got? John motherfucking Cena, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista with Evolution, bro. I mean, It's the best era that's ever existed, hands down, and it never gets the love it deserves.
So let's go ahead and quantify that by saying it was the most creative era in pro wrestling history. But as far as general success worldwide, it doesn't touch the Attitude Era. Numbers wise,
but to wrestling fans, I feel like give me Ruthless Aggression.
Compare Ruthless Aggression era numbers to the Attitude Era.
Yeah, you had JBL going after Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, go ahead and say. I know you want to say.
Y'all
go ahead
remember that storyline? You had JBL at the border, goddamn.
Yeah.
But no, I'm saying even JBL turned into the best. He was in the Attitude Era. He was there, bro. He turned into the best. And you know what kicked off Ruthless Aggression? Literally, okay, so I did the research. Ruthless Aggression, like his, remember, Vince McMahon's little speech, Ruthless Aggression, with all the people around him.
Yep.
It was because The Rock had just left, Stone Cold was out. But it was the best main event, or not main event, the best WrestleMania match ever, which led into Ruthless Aggression, which was Hollywood Hogan versus Rock. That led into the Ruthless Aggression era, bro. I'm just saying, for the impact on wrestling, it's the best era ever.
Right.
I get money-wise,
right,
all that,
right.
But for impact, Ruthless Aggression.
Right. So you got to rephrase your question then. Say, which era had more impact on the wrestling industry?
I want the best. They're the best because they had the most impact, baby. Well, am I not wrong, or am I right about motherfucking the Attitude Era? The first hour 15 was not good.
Right.
Well, it was always D'Lo Brown or Mark Henry beating up on the headbangers. It was right. Terrible.
So the only pushback that I think you will receive for saying the Ruthless Aggression era was the best one is that the Ruthless Aggression era actually was in a period when Raw was only selling half the arena.
Yeah, and it was a period where WrestleManias went down to stadiums instead of arenas.
Right. So
towards the end of the Ruthless Aggression is when it was on the up, and then they went PG and
PG-13. Right. So again, I think this subject right here is totally subjective. Is what you think as an individual, what you look for wrestling, right? So, like I said, to me, my favorite was the WCW Monday Night Raw shit. Like, I still haven't felt that exciting to watch Raw, SmackDown, or any other show. I haven't had that excitement in years. Like, as good as WWE is right now, as on fire as it is right now, and as good as since 2025 start, AEW product has been so much better than last year's product, right?
Yeah.
I still don't get up excited to watch that shit. But I'm talking about when Monday night was coming, bro. The only thing we talked about at school all day was, what's going to happen on Nitro? What's going to happen on Raw? That shit was buzzing like unheard of.
But do you think because you needed the Monday Night Wars, like the Monday Night Wars were good because there was two shows, that this was WWE having to compete against themselves within the Ruthless Aggression area.
Right.
So like to say the Attitude Era was the better generation, but would it have been if there wasn't WCW?
Of course not.
But that's an unfair thing to say, but
of course not.
Realistically,
you're right.
The Attitude Era would have never happened if it wasn't for WCW.
Right. And that's why
the Ruthless Aggression era would have happened because they had to do it on their own.
No, you're right. You're totally right. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. You pro wrestling needs competition. People, we need AEW to make WWE better. We needed WCW to make WWE better. And you saw what happened where there was no competition. You got the Ruthless Aggression era, which was the down period of pro wrestling.
But I think is the up period of pro wrestling. That's what I think. I think a lot of people sleep on it. Think about all the things that happened in Ruthless Aggression that are still going on. Look at the huge stars of the Ruthless Aggression area, which was 02 to 08, are still relevant today. Cope, John Cena. I mean, The Rock was in the Ruthless Aggression. We got Hollywood Hogan in the Ruthless Aggression area. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things. Money in the Bank, ladder match, like all that is still relevant. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, again, you're right. But it's that big elephant in the room. They wouldn't draw in crowds. Their TV ratings was low.
Which is unfair, bro. Because if you go watch that television, It's great. The story. It was the first time WWE was telling long-term storytelling. So maybe that's why the crowd was a little lower, because they weren't used to it.
So
because remember the comment we got? Someone was like, everyone keeps complaining about the build-up to Mania. Do y'all remember when the build-up to Mania was like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Like he was like, it used to be like I think The Rock returned for Rock versus Evolution and Mick Foley. Like, remember that match where Rock came back versus Evolution?
Yeah.
And it was a handicap tag match? That was like 10 days before Mania. We got The Rock back that time. We're getting The Rock back 2 months before Mania, and everyone's like, well, what the fuck's going on with Mania, guys?
So, as a pro wrestling fan, period, I think we need to have a plateau of what is acceptable for what is good and what is not. So when I say the Ruthless Aggression era, to me, like, I liked it. I had no problems with it. It built a lot of stars, a lot of innovative new matches. True. But again, it was a down pit of wrestling. Now, let's take that same argument and put it with AEW. Oh my God, AEW's ratings, their attendance, they got to do this and that, but they still putting on a fucking good product. Which one is it? Is it? Are we basing the merits off ratings and attendance?
Are we gonna look back on AEW as the Ruthless Aggression like I do? Or are we gonna look at AEW as a blip on the radar?
Nah,
that's the question.
Well, I honestly believe AEW ain't going nowhere no time soon. I promise you that. All right. And
I hope not.
And no, the whole wrestling community better hope not, because as soon as there is no more number 2, we're gonna get right back into that bullshit, and WWE's gonna be comfortable because they ain't got no competition.
Yeah,
you understand? So no, AEW ain't going nowhere for a while. But my question is to the fans that always want to bring up low TV ratings and low attendance and shit. Hey man, my man right here, one half of the 4-4 Heelz, said the Ruthless Aggression era is the best era in pro wrestling.
It is.
And they had low attendance and low ticket sales and low ratings. So make fucking sense.
But I do feel like the PG era was the worst in WWE history, right after Ruthless Aggression. PG era, terrible.
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say
you're going to say PG was better than Ruthless Aggression?
I'm going to say the worst era in wrestling history had to been that period when it was like the new generation, and they had like Duke the Dumpster Grossi, and they had Isaac Yankum DDS. You had dentists and garbage man wrestlers, and it was so cartoonish. Their fucking characters, bro. You had Mantar.
So we're talking early 90s.
Early 90s.
Yes.
Early 90s. Yes.
But then right after that, PG era.
Yeah, PG era.
Terrible.
But again, PG era gave us some bangers and classics. They gave us CM Punk and John Cena. It gave us Randy Orton and John Cena. It gave us Edge and John Cena. It gave us Triple H and Randy Orton. You know what I mean? It gave us so many great feuds in the PG-13 era. So again, this
not
question,
13.
Oh, PG. Oh, that's right. That's right.
No 13, bro.
So again,
bring it down.
This question is subjective, bro. It's all about what you look for in the product you're watching and what do you relate to more, and that's what it is. You know what I mean?
If you don't think the Ruthless Aggression era is the best era, then you sexist because they gave women the most opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
They sure did give them a lot of opportunities. They sure did. Look,
they took them out of the bra and panties and they put them in wrestling matches. God
right.
Damn it.
And speaking of that, yes, Michelle McCool deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because she is one of the pioneers that transcended that bras and panties type of matches to real wrestling matches, and she was fucking good in the ring. She was a banger in the ring. She knew how to go. So that dude was like, she don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because she's only on the Hall of Fame because she's the Undertaker's wife. Nah,
someone said that
on our comments. Yes.
God damn.
Yes.
God damn. He don't know Michelle McCool. They were in the probably the best women's tag match almost of all time.
What was it called? Flawless?
No, I forget what it was.
It was Flawless, right? Her and what was her tag team? Her partner name? Her that chick, curly hair.
Yeah, man, I can't believe I'm blanking on it.
What was her name?
I just said they're one of the best ever, and I can't think of the name.
What was her name? But she deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because she helped transcend that bridge that gap between
from divas to main, like Rastas.
There you go. Yeah, right. So Ruthless Aggression era to me is not as bad as people think it is, and it's very slept on. But like I said, to me, I honestly feel like it was definitely the Monday Night Wars. And I would give the Ruthless Aggression era number 2 behind the Monday Night Wars, Ruthless Aggression era.
Then now?
I go to 80s. I don't want to count now because it's not done.
See, I think I go Ruthless Aggression, now Attitude.
Well, I'm going to wait till it's finished.
Just because the mid cards, bro. The mid cards were rocking in Ruthless Aggression, bro.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
And then, shit happened. People killed their family. Chris Benoit. God damn it.
Oh, you know what, bro? You know how that shit go. You know how that shit go.
But man, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nah, man, that's it, man. It was a nice talk-filled episode, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, y'all. Peace. Like, comment, subscribe right here. Right there. I think it's like right here. Right here.
Share.
Peace.
Share.
Share.